Before you start cleansing, the first thing that I recommend is always to shake our products and to begin with clean hands. You're going to apply the product to dry skin. I'm going to start by removing makeup for those of you that remove makeup. This is just some suggested ways to do it. Of course, remove your makeup or cleanse your skin in ways that are more comfortable for yourself. So I'm going to start by shaking my product. Today I'm wearing liner and mascara. One of my favorite tricks that I like to use is I like to enlist the use of Q-tips. When we apply mascara, we're typically applying it on the front side of the lashes and sweeping it up. And when you're cleansing your skin, we're actually kind of sweeping down. So that underside where the mascara is actually at, it takes a little bit more effort to get it off, especially if you're wearing waterproof or you're wearing long-lasting makeup. So I like to take the Q-tips and I like to just drench one Q-tip, not sure if you can see here, with cleansing oil. I allowed it to go ahead and soak up. With the other Q-tip, I used two. One is going to stabilize my lashes. The other one is going to help buff and clean the lashes. And again, I like to always recommend that everybody be very careful with your lashes when you're removing makeup from your brows or when you're removing makeup from your lashes. If you're over rough with your lashes or your brows and over time, then the hair no longer wants to grow back or doesn't grow back as strong. And as women, over time, as we begin to age, we start having thinner lashes and brows anyways. So you're going to put the dry Q-tip on the underside of the lash, and then you're just going to slowly swipe and roll up. Being very careful and mindful around the eyes, of course. And then you're able to get just a little bit more of that makeup off. Another way that you can remove your makeup is by enlisting a reusable facial pad, which we have these available here at Bamboo Earth. These are 2-ply. They're 100% cotton. They're very soft and wonderful. Or you can use just a regular cotton round or cotton ball. Again, whichever is more comfortable for yourself. You want to put some of the product on your facial pad or on your cotton round. And then you can gently place it on the eye and press. And you're going to hold for just a few seconds. If you're wearing waterproof makeup, I would suggest waiting about 5 to 10 seconds and then slowly rolling and rubbing it downward and outward of the eye. It helps pull off all of that dirt. And then, of course, we get the dreaded under eye. So you're going to swipe, you're going to roll it in half. I call this the hamburger roll. Put your finger inside there and then just brace the eye. If you have more lost elasticity in the skin, brace the eye underneath the eye and gently swipe upward and out. Of course, being very mindful around the eye. We don't want to get any type of oil or product inside of the eye. Your eye will begin to flush in water. Same thing with the brow. Go ahead and press. Allow that oil and the heat from your skin and the oil to go ahead and break down some of that makeup. And then gently swipe and wipe off. There you go. I like to do the same thing for the lips. Again, you can enlist the use of Q-tips in. If you're wearing more pigmented lipsticks, or if you're wearing matte or something that's long lasting, especially if it's red, when we begin to move it, it smears and goes all over the face and gets the face a little bit more dirty than it is more clean. So again, another way that you can do it is by the Q-tips. This helps stop making sure that you're going to get any oil too deeply into the mouth for you to eat it. I would like to brace the lip, and you're just rubbing and pulling it off. You can also do that with the cotton round again. And you're going to just hold and press onto the skin. Now, for those of you that don't wear makeup, or if now you just have the base part of your makeup on, again, always starting with clean hands. You're going to take your makeup dirt and cleansing oil and place it into your non-dominant hand. You could also apply it directly to the skin. However, I do want to give a caution that this pipette here, not to touch that with your hand or touch it to your skin. You want to avoid cross-contamination. We usually recommend about a quarter size amount in your hand. And then I like to warm it. Spread it all over the hands. And then you're going to place it all over the skin. Don't forget your throat and on your décolleté. These are often overlooked areas. And this is often the places that we see premature aging begin. If you need to apply more oil at any time, please do so. You want to make sure that you're able to gently and glide across the skin without any tugging or pulling. You want to actually be able to make sure that you have some slip air coming off the skin. And then you'll just work it into the skin just as you would any other face cleanser. Just massaging in upward and outward motions, making sure to get into those areas that you may have some congestion at, or you may have some excess oil in. Again, the makeup dirt and cleansing oil breaks down not just makeup, it's also going to break down sunscreen or other impurities that you come in contact with during the day. I like to pay extra attention here to the lip line, especially if you wear lipsticks or lip glosses. We tend to get those clogged pores, and it makes it harder for us to get that nice crisp line if you do wear like lip liner or lipsticks. Being very gentle in the eye area. Of course, you want to go around the eye, soft and smooth and outward motions. If you have some elasticity in the skin or a loss of collagen already, brace the skin in any of those areas. You just want to make sure you don't no pulling, no tugging on the skin. Once you've done that for about a minute, go ahead and clean off your hands. And then you're going to enlist the friends of either a facial washcloth, make sure that it's soft and gentle, or you can use our facial pads. We have these reusable facial pads that have two sides to them. They're really wonderful. You want to use really warm but not steaming water. You can press it into the skin, so then that way the warm water can help evict some of that off. And then you can use gentle upward and outward motions as well. Once one side of the pad is coated with oil and you're taking it off, you reuse the other side. And then rinse and wring out your rag as needed. Once you know all the oil is off your skin should feel soft and smooth and supple, but it shouldn't feel oily or greasy at all. It should feel nice and clean, taut but not tight. So one of the most common questions or problems that I get asked about the makeup dirt and cleansing oil is, do I need to remove this? And the answer is yes. Mainly because that's part of the cleansing process. We don't want to leave oil and our dirt and our debris and our makeup on our skin. The oil itself is to break down all of those impurities, and then the water and the facial washcloth is to help remove and evict those away from the skin. So the Rosewater Cleanser is really easy to use. Before each use, please make sure that you shake it every time. We don't use any binders or fillers or anything in our products. We want to make sure that we shake them prior to. You can use either our reusable facial pads. These are 2-ply and they're 100% organic cotton. Or you can use a cotton round or a cotton ball, whichever is your preference, or a facial washcloth, something that's soft and smooth that can be used on the skin. I like to go ahead and take it directly from the bottle. You can place it on top. I'm going to turn it over and allow it to get onto the pad. I normally do, about 2 to 3 soaks is the best way to explain it. You want it to have enough product on the pad where it does soak through on the other side. You're going to use one side for most of your face and then use the other side for the rest of the face. So be sure to cleanse your face, your throat, and your décolleté. These areas are often overlooked, and these are areas that we often have signs of premature aging sooner in life. You're going to apply it by swiping it in upward and outward motions on the skin. I like to use the first side of the pad for the décolleté as well as my throat up to the jawline. And then using the other side of the pad for the rest of the face. If you have looser skin, or if you have a little bit of loss of collagen or elastin in the skin, you can brace the skin. We want to avoid any type of tugging or pulling. If you have more sensitive skin, you can do what I call as a press and bounce, where you're just pressing and moving it across the skin. This is also beneficial if you have breakouts or any type of wounds on the skin. Once you have already applied it to the skin, we suggest that you rinse and remove the Rosewater Cleanser using tepid water. Some people don't rinse the Rosewater Cleanser off. The preference is entirely up to you. However, we encourage you to remove it. One of the reasons why we suggest that you remove the Rosewater Cleanser is so then that way it's prepped and ready to go for the next step, and you don't leave any film or residue on the skin. And that's it. You can also remove the Rosewater Cleanser by just rinsing and splashing the skin with water if you don't want to use a facial pad or a facial washcloth to remove it. So some of the common problems that we hear about the Rosewater Cleanser is, do I actually need to remove this? And the answer is entirely up to you. We highly encourage you to remove the Rosewater Cleanser after using it. It can help remove any excess bacteria or sebum or anything else left over on the skin. It also makes sure that there's no film left on the skin at all, usually due to human error. It's just what happens. But if you feel comfortable and if your skin enjoys it, you can leave the Rosewater Cleanser on your skin before moving on to your next step. One of the other problems that we get asked a lot about the Rosewater Cleanser is, what is this actually doing for my skin? Is it cleansing it all? And the answer is yes. Just in case if there's anything left over or residual oil from your oil cleanser, the Rosewater Cleanser will ensure that all that grime and bacteria is gone from the day. And if not, it's going to help ensure that all the water-based impurities from your skin are gone. To use the exfoliating mineral facial polish, you have a few different options. You can use any of our reusable jars if you would like to. I have right here, this is a Mending Manuka Honey jar that I've cleaned out. You could also use a teacup. You can use a small saucer or a plate. You can also mix it in your hand. However, some people have said that that's pretty messy and they don't enjoy mixing their product that way. Today, I'm going to mix the product. I'm going to mix it on the little saucer plate. So to begin, you want to go ahead and make sure that you're using a clean tool to dispense your 1 teaspoon of the exfoliating mineral facial polish. I'm using just a spoon here. A little goes a long way. And the amount that we recommend is to cover the décolleté, throat, and the face. You can mix the product using either water or a carrier oil. I like to use the Makeup Dirt and Cleansing Oil. First, I'm going to use water. You're going to dispense about 1 teaspoon of water. It's about equal parts. You can mix with the spoon. But my preference, I like to mix with a natural brush, fan brush. The product will begin to thicken, and it becomes like almost like an airy mousse-like product. You can see it has some body to it. And now it's ready to apply. So I always suggest to dispense your exfoliating mineral facial polish with a clean spoon or, dispensing tool. You can use a measuring spoon if you like. Dispense about 1 teaspoon of the product. It may seem like a lot, but we suggest using the product all over your décolleté, your throat, and your face. You can use either the Makeup Dirt and Cleansing Oil or the Repairing Facial Serum. Depends on which one that you would prefer to use. Today I'm going to use the Makeup Dirt and Cleansing Oil. And you're going to dispense about the same amount, another 1 teaspoon, directly to the powder. You can mix it using your spoon that you use to dispense it. I prefer to use a natural bristled fan brush. And then the products will come together. When you're using it with oil, it actually comes up more like a paste than an airy mousse if you're using it with water. There you go. So for this demonstration, I'm going to apply the exfoliating mineral facial polish, and I'm using it with the Makeup Dirt and Cleansing Oil. Before you use the exfoliating mineral facial polish, it will glide better on the skin if you just slightly dampen the skin. So I'll just get my fingertips just a little bit wet and just bring a little bit of water to the skin. Don't skip on your throat or your décolleté. Exfoliating in these areas can increase the circulation there, it'll help boost and brighten the appearance of the skin. I like to apply it with the fan brush, but if you'd like, you could also apply it directly to the skin using it as a paste. And then you're just going to use gentle circles, small circular motions in upward and outward motions for about 30 seconds on all areas of the face. It smells wonderful, slightly piney, sweet. On the throat, it's much easier to exfoliate in upward and outward motions. On the décolleté, you can use those small circles. Dispense more product as needed. Be sure not to grind or press the exfoliate into your skin too much. You don't want to cause any micro tears to the skin that could end up leading to infections or future breakouts. It should feel slightly gritty, but it shouldn't have any type of stinging or burning. It's very gentle. The lentils are pretty soft. Feels really nice. And that's it. To remove the exfoliating mineral facial polish, cleanse off your hands pretty easy. You can use any soft facial washcloth. I like to use our reusable facial pads. And then you're just going to soak it, rinse and wring out as often as you need, and then you're removing the product in upward and outward strokes. Now, because the exfoliant can increase the circulation to your skin, you can see that I have some mild redness or mild erythema, just a little pinkness there. And that's actually a really good thing. If your skin is starting to lose some collagen and elastin, brace the skin before you use any pressing motions to pull it off. You don't want to pull or stretch the skin any more than what it needs to be. And that's it. Follow with the Rosemary Toner if it's in your routine, and then the Repairing Facial Serum or the Petitgrain Moisturizer or the Intense Hydration Cactus Mist. After you exfoliate the skin, you want to make sure that you're sealing in some good moisture and hydration into the skin afterwards so you don't have any type of additional dryness or dehydration. So some of the common problems we get asked about for the exfoliating mineral facial polish: this is messy, can we make this cleaner? And it can get messy because some people will try to mix it in their hand or mix it with water or mix it with the serum or some type of carrier oil, and it just can be an adjustment to having to kind of mix your own exfoliant. Can you use the exfoliating mineral facial polish as a mask? Yes. Please perform a patch test either under the jawline or below the ear. Apply a thin, even layer to the skin and rinse and remove before it dries. So some of the ways that you can incorrectly mix the exfoliating mineral facial polish are using too much water and not enough of the exfoliant, or not using enough water. It's the same thing, it's the opposite way with the oil if you're using the carrier oil to mix the product. If you use too much oil and not enough exfoliant, or if you're using too much exfoliant and not enough oil. The exfoliating mineral facial polish should be mixed in equal parts exfoliant and water, or exfoliant and carrier oil. For those of you that would like a more intense exfoliant, I highly recommend using the exfoliating mineral facial polish and mixing it with the Mending Manuka Honey Mask and just a little bit of water. If it's a little bit too harsh for you, if you have ultra sensitive skin, I suggest that you mix the exfoliating mineral facial polish with a carrier oil, a little bit of water, and then allow the product to soak for about 5 to 10 minutes before you apply it to the skin. To apply the Rosemary Toner, first gently shake the product before each use. You can use either our reusable facial pads. These are wonderful, they're 2-ply, or you can use any type of basic cotton round or cotton ball, your preference. After you've shaken the product, apply it to your cotton pad. I like to do about 3 dips. And then you're just going to apply it to the skin. Please don't skip the décolleté or the throat. Those are common areas that we can have aging or premature aging. And you're just going to swipe the product on the skin in upward motions. If your skin is a bit more sensitive, you can even press and push it into the skin. Be sure to get all areas of the skin. There's no need to remove this product. Leave it on the skin. So when you're applying the Rosemary Toner, it should feel nice and cool to the skin. It has that slight astringent smell to it. It's very lovely, and a little back of the rosemary you can smell onto it. It shouldn't sting, it shouldn't hurt, you shouldn't have any type of pain or irritation when applying it to the skin. Some of the common problems that we hear about the Rosemary Toner is that it has a very unique aroma. The Rosemary Toner, it has apple cider vinegar, alcohol-free witch hazel, and those have a little bit more of an astringent and stronger aroma that it takes a while to get used to if you aren't used to natural products, although many of our customers find it delightful. The Rosemary Toner shouldn't have any sensations on the skin. If you do feel tingling, it may mean that your skin barrier is compromised, so please reach out to us. We're happy to help. Another common problem we hear about the Rosemary Toner is, should we rinse this off? And the answer is no. Allow the product to dry naturally to the skin before moving on to the next step in your routine. The Rosemary Toner sometimes can be cloudy, and there's no need to worry. It has raw, organic apple cider vinegar in it, and those little wispies and the cloudiness is what we call the mother. It's actually the host, and it has all of those great enzymes that make this product so wonderful for your skin. It's very easy to use the Intense Hydration Facial Mist. Make sure you gently shake prior to each application, and then you're just going to mist your skin. Don't skip out on your décolleté and your throat, and 3 to 5 mist is pretty good to get all over most areas. If you have dehydrated skin, we suggest that you saturate the skin before applying your moisturizer. And then once you have the mist on, immediately follow with your favorite serum and your moisturizer. Some of the common problems we hear about the Intense Hydration Facial Mist is, how much do I use? And we suggest that you use 3 to 5 mists. Please don't skip your décolleté or your throat. If you have more dehydrated skin, then we suggest saturating your skin, so you may need some more mist, and then follow immediately with your serum or your moisturizer. We do not suggest letting the Intense Hydration Facial Mist dry on your skin. Follow immediately with your serum or your moisturizer of choice. And when it goes onto the skin, it's going to feel nice and cool and refreshing and calming. It's very beautiful on the skin. To use the Petitgrain Moisturizer, I highly recommend using a little spatula to dispense your product. It helps cut down on cross-contamination within the product itself. If you don't have a spatula, you could also use a Q-tip to dispense, or like a popsicle stick. They're disposable. Or these little spatulas or other spatulas are pretty easy to find at a local drugstore. Before you apply your Petitgrain Moisturizer, mist your skin with the Intense Hydration Facial Mist or filtered water. Don't skip on the décolleté or the throat. I have dehydrated skin, so I'm going to saturate my skin very well with the hydration mist. And then a little goes a very long way. It's a creamy, buttery product. Once you have the product, emulsify the product to warm it up, and it helps bring it to room temperature and melt it. And then press it into the skin. And then you can continue just applying it and massaging into the skin with upward and outward strokes. It's a little bit of a heavier moisturizer, so you may need to massage it into the skin a little bit deeper. If you use too much, not a big deal. Come back in with the mist, give yourself another mist, and then continue working it into the. That's it. Some of the common problems we hear about the Petitgrain Moisturizer is how heavy it feels and the texture. So the Petitgrain Moisturizer, its texture is very creamy, and it's very rich and silky, It has a great earthy, nutty with warm smoke and bright citrus scent to it. On the skin, it can feel it's a heavier moisturizer, so a little goes a long way. You need to emulsify the product to warm it, and that gets it to be more of a liquid. It helps spread its spreadability on the skin. It also helps absorb into the skin. A little goes a very long way with this product. So the Petitgrain Moisturizer, it's a waterless moisturizer. It's oil-based. It has raw, organic, and unrefined, ethically sourced shea butter, sweet almond oil, and Petitgrain essential oil. During transition, the product could melt while it's being shipped to you. And if that happens, it's okay. Your product is still good, we promise. You'll just have to remelt the product down so the way every single last bead is melted down, and then pop it in the refrigerator, and it should restore itself to its creamy, rich, silky feeling. So if you're new to natural products, the aroma of the Petitgrain Moisturizer may smell a little different to you. It's very earthy and kind of nutty. It has a smoky and a warm, bright citrus aroma to it. Most of our customers sincerely enjoy the aroma of the Petitgrain Moisturizer. However, if you don't, it has really wonderful skin nourishing benefits, and we hope that you'll continue to use the product, and over time you may also really enjoy the smell of this product as well. At Bamboo Earth, any essential oil that we use in our product, it's there for its skin nourishing benefits and not for its scent alone. So we don't add any additional fragrances or essential oils to mask or cover any scents.